Right. You know, the nice thing about reinstalling Windows is all of your settings go, and then I was doing this video and I was like, why is this thing about? Why can't I pause the recording? Because you don't want to see the next hour of me figuring out what I'm trying to do. I'll show you how far I got, right? So what I got is I thought I'm going to use my X52 HOTAS hands-on throttle and stick as a MIDI controller because why not? So if I roll to the right, as if this was a flight sim, you can see the VCA, you know, it's showing positive 10, and then can you see it's like it goes red there? If I hover my mouse over it, so the CV value is constant. Oh, look at that constant fluctuation. That's not good, is it? I'm going to have to use some quantization on that if I'm going to define control. Otherwise, it's just going to be like noisy. And then if I go here, which ones is this one? This one there. Yep. So I can pitch up, so that works. And I can also do yaw. Yaw's not noisy, that's good. Pitch is not noisy, but roll is noisy. Maybe I need to like calibrate it. There is some software to calibrate dead zones on that and stuff, but in addition to that, the slide control on the throttle works. The throttle works. When I pull the throttle back, it goes up. The thumb circle and the finger circle. There we go. Except I just did that wrong. This is the thumb circle. This is the finger circle. But I'm not using the right hand on the right stick, if that makes sense. I've got them the other way round. It's fine. I don't need it for controlling an airplane. I need it for controlling my rack. And what's this? Is this roll? What's this one? It's pitch. Right, so pitch is also a bit wonky. I think that's why I got this a good price second hand, because the dead zone in it hasn't been calibrated correctly. I did change it once. Maybe I'll do it again. So far, I've made some values of CC. Yeah, we've got roll, pitch, throttle. Okay, but I don't have. I can't. Of course, it's a HOTAS, so it's got buttons on it, and I haven't been able to map those. So I'm going to pause it now and see if I can figure them out. New plan. I can't figure out what the buttons map to, if anything. I'm surely there must be some signal going there. But hey ho, look, here's an oscilloscope. Here's the gate control. So if I start pressing keys on the keyboard, we're getting different voltage values, which is good. So now I've got a way of controlling an oscillator. So let's see if I can figure out something armed with this knowledge, and then I can show you the thing I'm thinking about. Okay, so using the slide control on the throttle, great. Let's try some things here. Marvellous. Getting somewhere. Oh, look at that, a nice jump cut. So, I've done away with the analog controls, and now it's purely digital. So, press a button, and nothing... Oh, it helps if I got the window selected. So I now have an ADSR. So, what if I make the attack really fast? So... And then take the sustain, like, right down. Okay. What about the... Marvellous, marvellous. But, hey, here's an idea. What if I, like, just initialize that? And then, what if I use the slidey controls on the thing to do the thing? Does that make sense? The slidey controls? Yeah, the slidey controls, you know. The controls what slide up and down. Okay, so throttle. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep these VCAs around because they give me a nice visual cue of what I'm doing. So this one here will become attack. Yeah, so we've got some attack. And why is that doing nothing? I need one of those inverters what says if it's minus 10 volts, send positive 10 volts, but I don't know. Let's keep fiddling around with this. So if I do, what's the next one? That's roll. Okay, so roll is this one here. Yeah, and that's decay. No, that's not good because I have to hold down on that one. So that's probably better for something else. I want yeah, that's it. That's the finger control on the throttle. So you are this one here. Ah, look at that. Yeah, I'm getting somewhere. So I got the throttle control and that. So you know what? I like this frequency to be a bit less, so oh, A, F, J works. And then some of the number O works. It's not quite a keyboard. It is certainly not quite a keyboard, but hey ho, it's better than getting the... I've actually got it in the room, but I don't have any room for it on the desk. Do I need a bigger desk? Don't know. Let me think about this. Right, I now have a fully mapped ADSR. Oh yeah, look at that. So I'll put that there. So everything in the green, right? Now, that's weird. Let me just click off of it. Right, so I'm not selected OBS, and now I hit things on the keyboard, nothing happens. But these controls still work. That's weird. Why would it accept analog controls from the joystick, but not the controls from the keyboard? Is this actually... I don't think that's making any difference, is it? If I... Now it's making a difference. Right, so... Oh man, that is cool. So that... that's what I wanted. I just wanted to Is that a fast attack? Ugh. Wow, okay. You know what? I'm going to fiddle around a bit more with this whilst... you don't need to hear this bit. Right. I've replaced the VCA with a mixer, which has the feature of a VCA there. In addition to that, I can mix various things into it. And the nice thing about this is, look, see, I've got myself I've got a gate control, and the ADSR envelope generator is the gate control. I could put that there, but alternatively, I could have another oscillator, another ADSR, and put that in there, and then it had different parameters. But then different parameters would be different. How would I make different parameters using the same controls? Well, I couldn't, because then it would be the same. Let's have another think. So I know I have two oscillators, one slightly lower than the other. And of course it doesn't work unless I select the window every time. Now I'm pressing Z, that Z, that's supposed to be the lowest note, right? Hang on. I'm trying to figure out how this keyboard works. I think they're trying to replicate the actions of white and black notes. Okay, can I make that any lower? That's as low as it will go. So what do I want to do if I want to make like I mean, a VCO should be able to do this because it goes all the way up to there, and it's like, well, that's going to be insane. So let me just really turn down the volume because I don't want to blow my hearing. I mean, great. I got to figure out what I can do with this in order to, because like these values seem like far too high. Maybe it's the volts per octave. But then how would I adjust? I mean, so the lowest value there I'm getting is 4 volts. Right, so how do I get lower volt values? Is there a way? Whole, half, quarter, polyphony channels. Polyphony channels. Let's see if I can, just like a 4-note polyphony. Yeah, so that is possible. Okay, that's kind of nice. So I can have 4. I could probably have more than that. How many keys can you actually press on the keyboard at once? I know there's they call it. What's? No, I'm not going to do that one. I remember there was this thing with the gamer keyboards where you could have N key rollovers. You could roll over as many keys as you wanted. And if I put this one back in. Oh yeah, that's nice and discordant. Anyway, pause whilst I have a think. Right, now, I don't know about you, but this is starting to get chaotic and fast. Polyphony is a lovely feature, but for my sanity, I'm going to turn it off. Right. So there we go. We got 2 things, and let's adjust the time value. Right. That's not what I wanted. No, that magnifies the signal. What's the one I'm looking for? Offset? No. Not offset, not gain. That's what I want. And I wanted this one to be a baseline. So that looks roughly, yeah, sort of do that. What I'm trying, you see, the great idea I had is, what if I have a bit of like an AND gate, except I think an AND gate's binary. So if input A and input B is both 1, then output is 1. If either one is 0, then it's off. Oh, I've never really had to use logic gates, but I think that's how. Whereas an OR gate is like if either input is 1, then output is 1. So let's take the input away from there and do a duplicate of that. And then let's just have a look at input. So, right, can I initialize this? So I've got gain. What about if I do time? And so the that's right, and it's constantly producing a signal because there's no gate there. Right, so if I took off one of them, and it gives me a square wave. What about this one? That's nothing. That's something. That's something else, but it's in reverse. Okay. That's something. And that's something. Right. Well, this is exciting. So, without using another oscillator, I have essentially got a third oscillator in this. And that third oscillator is a sum of the other two oscillators. So, shall we have a listen to this signal? Hey, look at that. Whoa, 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 whoa. There's some sort of like harmony between these two notes, and I'm only saying that. I can't tell you my tone. I'm just saying this scope is telling me there's a harmony. So let's have a listen to this. No, that's. Let's turn these all. Okay, it's unpleasant, but that's the thing. I've got this right. I'm gonna pause it now and see. Can I make something musical with the third oscillator? And I think what I need to do is use a sequencer, because this keyboard bollocks is not working. Right, so I have my sequencer. And very interesting, isn't it? Hearing this. Just have a look at my notes. Throttle slider 6. Right, so let's try a tempo on that. Oh, and it just crashed. I have to deal with my input gate. One moment, please. Right, so now I've got it, and the tempo is set to infinity billion whatever. So let's just adjust the slider. Now, as I adjust the slider, see, we got this minus 10 volts, minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're in positive voltage. Oh yeah. That's so fun, but what if I adjust this to be, yeah, like less than a fifth of its previous sensitivity? Thing is, right, I'm using this sequencer to trigger, trigger. Yes, the trigger. See? Occasionally it flashes. But I don't know what I'm doing. What if I put retrigger on there as well? What if I put retrigger on steps? Does that make a difference? That's constantly giving out 6 volts. I think like, but this is occasionally like pulsing out a tiny, tiny bit. Like, if I was to go input 2, for example, let's just have a look at that. Yeah, so I saw a tiny little square wave pulse there. So if I get rid of gate control there, and that's just like the latent. I don't understand how the gate works, and I mean that's there definitely is doing a trick. Oh, but it's only like, so what if I did like all of these are a trigger, and let's have that in the gate input. Right. So that's how a gate works. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so we got this bit. So what if I just copy or duplicate, as they say? So I'll take this output, put it into... no. This output, yes. Let me think. So the output of this is... Oh no. Right, and then the output's going in there. And then this is controlling it. Right, so if I do that as output... Right. And now, we'll just have that as gate control. Randomize the ADSR. Randomize it a bit more. Okay. So, really the standout on this is this little module here, this Paramath. Who's Paramath by? Info. It's a Sonos Modular by Sonos Department. And yeah, that's what I wanted really. I wanted some logic module what combined the sum of one thing, added it to another thing, and then I get the sum of. So, is that additive synthesis? I can't do anything musical, I've lost my mojo, but at least I can do some experimentation, and that's better than nothing, right? Yeah? Push. Yeah. That's pretty good. I like it. There's nothing musical, there's no scale there, and an 8-step sequence. I mean, how boring is that? But hey ho, I'm getting somewhere. So yeah, I think I'll stick with this for a bit. And see if I can figure out how these ADSRs work, because maybe the trigger's not long enough. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. But hey ho, like I said, main thing is Paramath. I've got 3 oscillators for the price of 2 using Paramath. Additive synthesis. I am probably going to be using additive synthesis a lot more. And hey, I don't just have to use it with these virtual oscillators. I could use it with external oscillator. I could bring in a voice input. I might have to reinvent vocoding. I'm going to pause the recording here. No, not pause. Stop the recording here, because I'm going to need to introduce my voice as another input source. So let's try and do that.